It is the ureter itself which performs both the function of carrying the urine as well as carrying the sperms. That is why the ureter is also called as the urinogenital duct in the case of frogs. This tube-like structure is called as the oviduct. From the oviduct, whatever ova will be released, it will be carried by the oviduct into the cloaca. Vasa efferentia are 10 finger-like structures that actually connects itself to the Bidder's canal. Hello everyone, a warm welcome to this session on class 11th biology for CBSE. I am Dr. Divya, biology faculty, Vidhyaashram School of Excellence, Mysuru. So in this session, let us learn about reproductive system in frogs, wherein we'll discuss about the male and the female reproductive system and then move on to learning about some of the MCQs that can be framed under this particular topic. So to begin with, let's learn about the male reproductive system. So frogs, we know that they are egg-laying organism wherein the egg is produced by the female and the sperms are produced by the male. So to produce these, how their structure looks, how the sperm travels, how the egg travels and all that we shall look into. So talking about the male reproductive system, it consists of a pair of yellowish ovoid testes. So two testes will be present which are ovoid in shape and their color is yellow. So they have two testes, this one and the second one. And to the testis, so where exactly is this testis present? It is present attached itself or adhering or sticking to the upper part of the kidney. So now how do they adhere or how are they come in contact with the upper part of the kidney? It is by a double folded peritoneum, which is a membrane, and that membrane is called as mesorchium. So peritoneum is nothing but a membrane. So here if you can see here, this is the kidney of the frog wherein in the upper part actually they have the testes, and this testes, if you can see, they are adhering to the kidney or they are connected with the kidney. How? It is because of the extension of the membrane, that is, or the peritoneum, which is called as the mesorchium. So this is important. And the kidney, they have a structure called as vasa efferentia. This is also very important. And how many in number? They can be 10 to 12 in number. So they are finger-like projections which are called as vasa efferentia. And they are present in 10 to 12 numbers which arise from the walls of the testis. And they enter the kidney. So they enter into the kidneys on their side and open into the Bidder's canal. So this vasa efferentia enters into the kidney, and from the kidney they open into a canal-like structure which is called as Bidder's canal, and from the Bidder's canal it will open into the urinogenital duct. So the testis, so how the sperm travels here, the sperms are produced in the testis. From the testis, it moves to the vasa efferentia, from the vasa efferentia to the Bidder's canal, from the Bidder's canal to the ureter. Why to the ureter? Is because we know that frogs do not have a separate duct or a tube-like structure to carry the sperms. It is the ureter itself which performs both the function of carrying the urine as well as carrying the sperms. That is why the ureter is also called as the urinogenital duct in the case of frogs. So the sperm travels through the urinogenital duct. It will reach the rectum. From the rectum, it will enter into the cloaca, and from the cloaca through the cloacal aperture. So this is how the sperm is ejected out of the male frog. So finally, it communicates with the urinogenital duct or the ureter, which comes out through the kidney, and then it opens into the cloaca. And the cloaca is such a chamber which is very important because all the organ system in the frog finally ends up or meets in the cloaca only. Say for example, the digestive system, wherein the intestine, it will open into the cloaca. Then comes the excretory system, wherein the kidney, then the ureter will open into the cloaca. Again, the reproductive system, wherein the testes, from the testes to the vasa efferentia, then to the Bidder's canal, then into the ureter, and then that ureter will open into the cloaca. All the organ system in the frog opens into the cloaca itself. So therefore, it is a chamber where the sperms also go in, where the urine also goes in, and also the excretory product also goes in. So this is about the male reproductive system. So next, let's move into the female reproductive system. In female reproductive system, the only thing is the ovaries are there which will produce the ova, which is nothing but the egg. So they have a pair of ovaries. So they include a pair of ovaries, and the ovaries are also situated near the kidney, but it has no connection with the kidney. Only thing is it is situated near the kidney. But in the case of male, the testis is connected to the kidney, wherein it actually forms by a membrane called as mesorchium. From there, the vasa efferentia will come, and then the Bidder's canal will come and all that. But the female's reproductive system has no connection with the kidney. Only thing is where it is present near the kidney. That's it. And it has a pair of oviduct. So it has a pair of oviduct. So this tube-like structure is called as the oviduct. From the oviduct, whatever ova will be released, it will be carried by the oviduct into the cloaca. It will enter into the cloaca. So that is how the female reproductive structure works. And the mature female, it can lay about 2,500 to 3,000 ova at a time. It will be laid into the water, and the sperms will be delivered by the male. The sperm will meet the female's ova or the egg in the water. Therefore, fertilization is external, where the fertilization will take place in the water, and then they hatch to form the tadpoles, which is the intermediate stage of development, or they don't have a direct development. The development is indirect because they form the tadpole. Then the tadpole metamorphosizes into or changes itself into or develops into an adult frog. So this is how the frog system works. So as I told you, fertilization occurs, which is external, takes place in the water, and the development in between, there is a larval stage which is called as the tadpole. Then the tadpole undergoes metamorphosis. Can you see this tadpole, right? It doesn't at all look like the male frog. No connection at all. It looks almost like a fish or something like that. So it develops into a tadpole which is having a tail. Then this develops into the adult frog, or it completely metamorphosizes because it completely changes to a adult frog. So that process is called as metamorphosis. Like how butterflies from the larvae, pupae and all that, they metamorphosize to a completely different organism, like to a butterfly. Same way here also, the tadpole metamorphosizes into a frog. So this was about the reproductive system, the fertilization and all that. So with this, the topic comes to an end. So we shall see a small topic along with this, that is the uses of frog, or what are the benefits of frog. So frogs are very, very useful to mankind, especially for the farmers, because they eat the insects and all that, or they feed on the pests which are trying to eat the crop, incurring a heavy economic loss to the farmers. Naturally, they are actually beneficial to the farmers in catching the insects and all that which can destroy the crops. Apart from that, frogs, because insects are thousands in number, and we know that insects, they come under the phylum, that is Arthropoda, and they are actually the largest phylum. So imagine an insect can lay thousands to thousands of eggs. Imagine all the eggs hatch and the insects get filled. Where will be the place for other organisms to thrive, right? So these frogs actually, because they feed a lot on these insects, the population gets balanced, and therefore an equilibrium will be maintained in the ecosystem. And therefore frogs form an important link in the food chain, wherein they feed on these insects and all that, so maintaining a equilibrium. And in some countries, the muscular legs of the frog, especially the hind limbs, which are quite muscular, it is used as food. That is, in preparing lots of delicacies and all that, they use it as a food. So these are the uses. Now let's look into some of the MCQs under this topic. So the testes in male frogs are adhered to the kidney by ureter. No, the ureter is a tube-like structure that connects the kidney to the cloaca. Is it the mesorchium? The mesorchium, yes, it is mesorchium. Now, don't get confused with mesorchium and vasa efferentia. Vasa efferentia are 10 finger-like structures that actually connects itself to the Bidder's canal. But mesorchium is that structure which connects the testis to the kidney or helps the testis to adhere to the kidney. So therefore, mesorchium is the right answer here. Oviduct, it has nothing to do with the testis. It is something related to the female reproductive system. So that option can be eliminated. So option B is the right answer here. So next question, select the correct route for the passage of sperms in male frog. So testis, vasa efferentia, kidney, Bidder's canal, ureter, cloaca, that is option A. Testis, kidney, vasa efferentia, ureter, cloaca. Here testis and kidney, they are interconnected to one another. That doesn't mean that from the testis the sperms can directly move into the kidney. No, they have to have some tube-like structures which carry the sperm. So therefore this option is wrong. Next, testis, ureter, cloaca, rectum. From the testis directly the sperms can't travel to the ureter. Something has to be there in between. So therefore option C is also wrong. Next, testis, kidney, vasa, efferentia, cloaca, ureter. Again here from the testis directly to the kidney, it's not possible. So this option can be eliminated. Option A is the right one here because the testis connects to the kidney through 10 vasa efferentia, 10 to 12 numbers of vasa efferentia. From there, the sperm moves into the kidney, and in the kidney, the Bidder's canal will be there. From the Bidder's canal, the sperm moves to the ureter, and from the ureter, it moves to the cloaca, and through the cloacal aperture, the sperms are ejected out. So, therefore, option A is the right answer for this. Next question. Dash number of vasa efferentia arise from frog testis. It is, I've given here 12, 9, 8, 14. Actually, 10 to 12 is the right number. So, therefore, here 12 can be chosen because if it was 11 also, sometimes they won't give 12. They can give 11. You can choose the answer 11. Why? Because it is 10 to 12. It can be 11 also. So, that is why. Next question. Vasa efferentia opens into Bidder's canal, ureter, rectum, cloaca. Vasa efferentia opens into the Bidder's canal in the kidney. Then the Bidder's canal opens into the ureter, then it opens into the cloaca. So therefore, Bidder's canal is the right answer here. Next question. Fertilization in frog is internal, external, both internal and external, that is both A and B, or none of the above. Fertilization is actually external, wherein it takes place in water. Next question. Female frogs have dash ovaries, 4 pairs of ovaries. No, it will be 8 ovaries. That's not possible. 3 pairs, that is 6 ovaries. No, 2 pairs. Again, don't get confused here. 2 pair, 1 pair. Here, 2 pairs means it will become 4. So, the option is 1 pair, meaning they have 2 ovaries. So, that is it. Or they can give the numbers also like 4, 6, 8, 2. Then you can choose 2. Male frogs have dash testes. They have asked how many number of testes is there? Is it 1? Is it 2 pairs, 3 pairs, 1 pair? Here the answer is 1 pair because they have 2 testes. It is option D is the right answer here. Next question. Dash is true about life cycle of frog. Fertilization is internal. A young forms adults. Tadpole metamorphosized to adult. Egg is laid on land. What are we supposed to find out? Which is true about life cycle of frog. So, fertilization is internal? No, because frog's fertilization is external. So, this is not right. A young forms into adult? No, a young frog directly doesn't develop into an adult, but will form a tadpole which will metamorphosize into adult. Egg is laid on land? No, egg is not laid on land by the females. It is laid in water. So, therefore, option C is the right answer here because tadpole metamorphosized to an adult. So, next question. Dash is true about the female frog. Have 1 ovary? No, they have 2 ovaries or they have a pair of ovary. Testis produces ova? No, it is the ovary that produces the ova or the egg. Ova travels through oviduct? Yes, that is true. Ova travels through ureter? No, ova doesn't travel through ureter. They have a separate tube-like structure which is called as oviduct. So, therefore, ova travels through oviduct is the right answer here. So, therefore, ova travels through oviduct is the right answer because frogs actually have 2 ovaries, female frogs. This is wrong. Testis doesn't produce ova, but the ovary actually produces ova. So, therefore, this option should be eliminated. Ova doesn't travel through ureter. Ova actually travels through oviduct. So therefore, this option can be eliminated. Ova travels through oviduct is the right one. So therefore, option C is the right answer here. So this was about the session wherein we learnt about the reproductive structures of the frog, that is the male and the female frog. And we also got to know the uses or benefits of frog. So, and also we got to know some of the MCQs under this particular topic. So with this is the last session under this particular chapter. So I hope you understood the session well. So we shall meet again in the coming session wherein we'll talk about new topics under a new chapter and discuss the MCQs under it. So see you in the next session. Thank you.